welcome back to this week's Friday Night Live episode. Today we've got slightly a different format for you. We're going to be talking about films, specifically sci-fi films. And I've got two wonderful classmates of mine sitting next to me, both in 12th grade. How about you introduce yourself? I mean, I'm Nick Frost. I hope you know that at this point. But yeah, how about you introduce yourselves? Tell us a bit about, what your experiences with film is. And yeah.
Well, I'm Jojo, hello, and I work in the BTech. In the BTech class is the course I take, and I work a lot with filming and editing, and of course I love sci-fi movies, and I'm very interested in them.
Luca?
Yeah, that's me. I also take BTech, mainly like filming, but not so much editing. And yeah, so just like movies and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that's great because, well, we're talking about sci-fi movies, so if you didn't like them, you'd be in the wrong spot. So, starting a bit broadly, what's your favourite aspect of sci-fi? Do you enjoy it, or,
Definitely my favorite aspect is that it's kind of very imaginative and creative, and because it's based off of these, scientific facts, you can go as creative as you want with theories and concepts.
Luca?
Yeah, I mean,
I can usually tie a connection between visionary, sci-fi writers, so people who look to try and think what humanity might look like in a couple 100,000 million while in the future years.
Like innovation,
yeah,
like Star Trek. Often a lot of the ideas from those movies, the old ones, are now actual inventions made, which is pretty cool.
I mean, I actually didn't watch the old Star Trek movies. I watched Star Wars, but
still good.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
Yeah. So, I mean, is there any other aspects you particularly enjoyed, Luca, or has it all been said?
I mean, yeah, I just like it when there's action, pew pew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So we're going to talk as well about the Dune movie, which recently came out. But, so that's obviously very much action-related and combat-related, which, is going to be quite exciting, I think. So how would you describe a good sci-fi film? What are you looking for in a quality science fiction movie in the cinema? Or maybe science fiction shows, because there are those now as well. Luca?
Well, for me, I think a sign of a good science fiction movie is when the technology seems possible. We could do something like that.
Yeah, for sure. No, I definitely agree with that. So I think if you could imagine yourself in that position, well, not yourself, but perhaps future generations of humanity in that sort of position.
Oh, for me, definitely the design aspect. I'm very interested in art, and the designs of all these future models and, of course, innovations are just amazing, and I love them, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, we got to ask, is sci-fi the best genre? Is it the best, or are you guys rom-com people? Are you watching, Love Actually on Christmas and so on?
I mean, on Christmas, you have to. I mean, it's definitely one of my favorite genres, but I do also love some, psychological horror, some comedy, action.
Oh, God. I mean, action's great, but horror? Really? No, I'm no, please. Luca? I mean,
I think definitely sci-fi is definitely up there. But yeah, I just sort of agree with Jojo.
Horror?
Yeah, horror comedy. Yes.
So we've got broad film watchers, guys. So guys who watch everything.
But sci-fi is definitely one of the best. That's
yeah, but if you watch rom-com, oof, I find it hard to get through some of those. I don't know.
That's part of it though.
Oh, okay, so you can make fun of it at the end.
Part of it, yeah.
Okay. Right, so, as we mentioned, we're going to talk about the Dune movie. And I think to give you guys some context, and perhaps our lovely guests some context, we're going to show the trailer of the new Dune movie that came out this year. And then we're going to discuss a bit, and we'll show a clip of the movie later as well. So, here's the trailer.
There's something happening to me.
There's something awakening in my mind. I can't control it.
What did you see?
There's a crusade coming.
Do you often dream things that happen just as you dreamed them?
Yes.
The test is simple. Remove your hand from the box, and you die.
What's in the box?
Pain. You inherit too much power. You have proven you can rule yourself. Now you must learn to rule others. Something none of your ancestors learned.
My father rules an entire planet.
He's losing it.
He's getting a richer one.
He'll lose that one too. Arrakis is a death trap.
I'll kill them. This is an extermination. They're picking my family off one by one.
Let's fight like demons.
An animal caught in a trap will gnaw off its own leg to escape. What will you do?
I know you.
One day, the legend will be born. All of civilization depends on it.
The future. I can see it. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer.
My Lord Duke.
Where the fear is gone, only I will remain.
Go, go, go!
So that was the trailer to the new Dune movie that came out this year. I think we need to start. Oh yeah, before we start talking about this, obviously spoiler alert, because we will be discussing things that are covered in the film. So if you'd like to watch the film, well, you can listen in any way, but you know, just still remain perhaps excited for the actual movie, because we won't cover everything that happens in the film. So first of all, Dune or Dune? Because I'm British, I call it Dune, but you guys are like, Dune, bro, like Dune, oh my god.
Easily Dune.
Dune.
Dune. What about you?
Oh, it's Dune.
Dune, yeah, you're outvoted here.
Yeah.
This hurts. Ow. Okay, we need to get more English people on this. Alright, so, you know, you obviously saw that trailer. What were your first impressions after seeing it? I mean, have you read the books, any of you? Did you read the books?
Very long ago, but I do vaguely know what happens in them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So,
And,
do
yeah.
you think the trailer brought across what the books said?
Very excited, yes.
Yeah.
A lot of the concepts in the books have come across in the movie great. The characters even look like the book described. It's really...
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you know, you heard it here. Book readers will like it. I mean, I watched this like 2 weeks ago with my family, and my dad read the books ages ago. He's like a bit of a Dune nerd. Dune nerd. So, you know, he was like, well, it's very... I mean, he just speaks in long words to me, so... Sorry, Dad, if you're watching. But, yeah. Anyway, Luca, first impressions of the trailer?
Well, I don't really know much about it. Well, before I saw the movie,
Yeah.
right? So I didn't really have any expectations for it.
I mean, did you want to watch the movie?
Yeah, of course,
Yeah?
yeah.
Okay. I mean, it got rated very highly on IMDb. I think it's like 8.7 or so.
Yeah,
so,
fitting.
which is like some of the best movies of all time. So, yeah, very good. So for those who have watched the movie, which is you, Jojo has. She read a synopsis online before we started this. Yeah, don't do that. That's just.
Don't expose me.
I'm joking. But for those who have watched the movie, what were your impressions after seeing the film?
Well, I did not expect it to just be a part of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Like when it said like Dune, like part 1.
Mhm.
That caught me off guard.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. For those who didn't know, this is only about like half of what the Dune book actually covers. So they go into a lot of detail, obviously, but it's sort of left on a cliffhanger, which I guess will allow them to continue in the future. But yeah. Well, cool. I guess that caught a lot of people off guard who I spoke to. They were expecting it to be like the full story. And I remember the one that came out in 1984.
Oh god.
That one was like the full film. Or was it?
Yeah.
Was that the 3-hour version?
I don't know, but it was not great.
There was-
I say.
There was like a version that came out with Sting as the bad guy, which was supposedly okay. And then there was one that came out a while back that was like 5 hours long that covered everything, and that was apparently really not great.
I think it's better what they did, putting it into. Also, because of course you cannot fit physically everything from the book into one movie.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, that's what they did with the Avengers as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just works better.
Yeah. Okay. So you've seen the film. You've read the books. Which character would you like to be? Because I mean, everyone chooses Paul Atreides, the main character, by the way. But like, I mean, any Harkonnen fans, maybe like any of the evil doers, like I don't know.
Church fanaticals?
Yeah, church fanatical women. I don't know.
I wouldn't. I've never really thought about it that well.
Yeah. Okay.
Or what about that like big guy that can like
The
float
big-
and stuff? Yeah.
I'm pretty
Oh, the
pretty
slug-looking guy.
Yeah,
In
the
the,
guy-
well, in the film, he's slug-looking. I haven't read the books. I probably
sure.
should.
The Leto?
The uncle of the big bad boss guy,
OP?
perhaps. He's like the ultimate evildoer. So you got like the Emperor, and then you got him. We'll go into the politics of the whole story
I wouldn't
later.
mind being the Emperor.
But the Emperor,
It's a pretty chill spot.
I mean, he apparently never like exists. He just
Oh.
he's like this thing that everyone mentions the whole time. No one actually knows who he is. Okay, so I think we need to talk a bit about sci-fi aspects. So in the film, there's the whole movie revolves around this substance called spice, which, a little context, is essentially this stuff found on the planet where the majority of the film and the book takes place. I actually forgot the name of the planet. So please criticize
people
me in the
call it Dune.
comments. Yeah, Dune, I mean, it's
Yeah,
basically
there's
this
a proper
desert
name,
planet.
yeah.
And the spice allows for interstellar space travel, so it becomes this super valuable thing. And the like family who I guess own the rights over the planet become this super wealthy group, and the story takes place when this Atreides family get given this planet by the Emperor, and it sort of develops into this awful story of betrayal and death and suffering and so on. But it's brilliant. Anyway, to the point. We were going to talk about the technology. So what about spice stands out to you? What's interesting about it? What don't you like, perhaps? I mean, I don't know.
Well, it's interesting because it's like a drug almost for the people, giving them youth, almost like longevity, like longer lifespan, strength. And I don't love about it the fact that if you take a bunch of it and you stop taking it, you have like withdrawals.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, wow, okay. So it is basically a drug.
it is. Yeah.
Wow, okay. That's not shown in the movie.
Oh.
So,
Nope.
so
Spoiler.
now spoilers for the book as well. No, but I mean, yeah. What about you? Was there anything spice? I mean, they don't really cover it a lot in the book, in the film, do they? They just briefly mention it here and there.
I mean, anywhere online you can kind of hear about it.
Yeah.
Well, I do find it really cool that when Paul like inhales it and stuff,
Hmm.
he can like see the future, right?
Yeah.
He do that.
I mean, there's like some ability he has. I watched this 2 weeks ago and I can barely remember.
Because he might be the one. Ooh.
He might be the one, yeah. That's another thing they cover. He's supposed to be this special being, but they don't really talk about it much.
Oh, I could spoil it so bad for you right now. Oh, I could.
Ow. No. Well, the one thing I didn't like about Spice was the idea that, like, they don't really go into the scientific aspect of it. It's just this stuff that gives you interstellar space travel.
I think
It's like there's no, what happens if one day the spice doesn't work and then you can't go through space? It's like, wow.
interesting concept. Spice just doesn't work anyway.
Yeah. It's like one day, it doesn't exist. It's just sand you're putting into these machines. Just like fill it up with sand. It's like cement,
Yeah.
Just imagine cement with the answer to interstellar space travel.
That would be very nice.
Yeah, but it would ruin the climate.
Oh, yeah, oh god.
So we've covered a bit of the science aspect of it, but we're going to show you a little clip from the movie now, which is, relates to combat. And fighting and how that's portrayed in this futuristic story. So here you go. Here's a clip of Paul Atreides fighting or training with one of the soldiers or commanders, I believe. So.
I guess I'm not in the mood today.
Mood? What's mood to do with it? You fight when the necessity arises, no matter the mood. Now fight! Come on!
I have you.
Aye. But look down, my lord. You'd have joined me in death. I see you found the mood.
Right, so that was a clip from Dune. This happens towards the beginning of the movie. And I think we need to talk about the shields. So this blue thing that was around both of the combatants. How realistic do you think that is? Because it stops motion. Any fast motion is slowed down immediately. So, how realistic do you think that is? Could you see that, combat being like that in the future? I mean, Luca, maybe?
Well, I don't think so, to be honest, but also at the same time, there's like huge sandworms, so I don't think it's supposed to be really realistic.
I would be down for some
In
sandworms.
the trailer, that big, teeth thing, that was a sandworm. Yeah. Yeah. So, you don't think that's what it would look like?
I mean, I don't think it... I think it could happen, but in a very, very long time.
Mm-hmm.
But,
I mean, the physics of it's obviously quite difficult.
yeah.
But, I mean, there was this one scene in the film where someone fires a dart at them, and it manages to get through, which for me didn't make sense, and I sort of read up about it, and apparently they only are supposed to stop fast motion, these shields. So, these darts, they slow down before they hit the shield so that they go through. Which, it seems really logical, but then why wouldn't you build a shield that just stops everything?
I guess 'cause it's used for combat, and you'd expect to be hit with fast stuff.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. It's a weird, maybe because you can't just have an OP shield and have all these characters have impassable shields that you can't get for.
Then you wouldn't fight, you'd just be like, wow,
there
too
wouldn't
bad.
be any conflicts or anything in the movie.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be cool.
Yeah.
So I think, we've covered technology, or the technologies. Actually, we wanted to mention the birds.
The dragonflies?
Yeah, the dragonfly things. So, for those who haven't watched the film, there is these modes of transport on the planet that are like these dragonfly things that have wings that flap at immense speeds and allow them to fly. It's like a helicopter, but weird.
You can
I
see
think they
them-
call it an omnithopter or something.
Omnithopter.
That's a cool
Yeah, I think
name.
that's what they call it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, and for me, being a physics student, if you, any material in our area, if you moved it that quickly, it would probably snap. But, they look cool. So, I don't know.
I like the concept of biomimicry, which is basically the science of copying,
Yeah,
animals and stuff
Exactly.
for that type of stuff, which I think is really cool.
yeah, which is certainly, that's really interesting.
What's the physics of the dragonfly flapping its wings so fast?
I mean, I think the idea was that they're so light, their bodies, that, you know, I don't know. You'd
Off
have
topic,
to have
off topic.
yeah, off topic. Let's, you know, I mean, it's interesting for sure, but I'm a physics student, so my physics knowledge is limited, of course. So we've talked about sci-fi, and I think we need to move away from that sort of technological bit a bit, because the movie is actually about personal relations and this sort of development of politics in the film. So, you know, is it really a sci-fi film then? Does it, I mean, how political is it in, you know, relation to this, in comparison to the sci-fi aspect?
I mean, every movie, even sci-fi, has a concept of like drama to pull in the audience, of course. And this politics, which is very in-depth and complicated in the movie, is like a great example of this actually. And it really does intrigue the like audience, I think.
So, without spoiling the film, there is, you know, these like houses, I guess.
Yes.
A bit like in, you know,
Like noble houses almost.
Yeah.
In like old times.
there's like a certain upper class of just politicians, and there's this emperor figure, the like real, you know, big power holder,
big
and then there's
big
like
man.
houses are bigger than others, and the one that the main character belongs to is House Atreides. And then I think like the evildoers are called the Harkonnen.
House Harkonnen, yes.
Harkonnen.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that for example, there's just this constant power struggle essentially
Yeah.
between the emperor and these houses. So, you know, you've got that, so why do they call it a sci-fi movie? I mean, Luca, do you have an opinion on that, or?
Well, there's got like spaceships.
It's based on. I mean,
Okay.
fair enough.
Yeah.
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 So
But like,
automatically
okay,
sci-fi.
yeah, true.
That's a big trove of sci-fi
Yeah.
movies.
No, I thought it was a rom-com. No, that'd be hilarious. Imagine someone walked out there and was like, there was some good romance in that film. It's just...
I mean, it could be a war movie too.
Yeah. So I think, you know, last question on Dune. Did you enjoy the movie? Like, you know, are you looking or in your case, are you looking forward to seeing it?
I am indeed looking forward to it.
Okay. And, I mean, I certainly enjoyed it. Did you enjoy the film?
Oh yeah, I really liked it. Like getting past that first stage of what's going on in the beginning,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Zendaya's in
Okay.
it, so it's okay.
So I think now we can start drawing connections between Dune and other sci-fi movies. So we talked about their spaceships. What other films with space and TV shows with spaceships exist?
Do you want to list them? It's going to take a while.
No. But which ones like really remind you of this interstellar space travel and political conflict in
Well-
particular?
Well, I think really first thing that comes to mind is Star Wars.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
And I think
It's like-
Dune actually partly inspired Star Wars, I think.
I
think so.
Yeah.
That's a controversial
There was,
topic.
I mean,
I think so.
That's risky.
Yeah. I mean,
Maybe, I
Star
don't
Wars.
know.
Star Wars were a set of books before they were the film, right? But the film
Yeah.
made them famous. Yeah, I googled this. I lost a bet
What
over
came
that.
first?
Yeah, the book or the movie, not the
Oh.
the chicken or the egg, but the hen or the egg. Sorry. Yeah, so Star Wars is an obvious one. I mean, you mentioned Star Trek.
Oh, Star
At the
Trek.
beginning.
Classic.
I mean, I've been watching this TV show called The Expanse, which is, you know, I mean, it's Amazon Prime, so
Oh,
if
yeah,
you'd like
Amazon
to
Prime.
look at The Expanse, go check it out. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff with sci-fi in it. I was hoping this question would go somewhere else. So I think, you know, we've got these desert island questions on FNL, and I think we need to mention if you could only watch one sci-fi film on a desert island forever, which one would it be?
I have to say, I find a lot of like my guilty pleasure, Jurassic Park, Jurassic
Ooh.
World, all of them. Oh, I love them.
So
Dinosaurs.
you take the Jurassic. I mean, we could say like series maybe, because if
All
you
of them?
watch one film on repeat, that's like every day, you know, 10 reruns of
If
the
it's
same
a
film.
good movie,
I mean, yeah, but I think even
I would
if-
go.
Mm.
Sci-fi is a bit too intense then.
Fair enough. Luca,
But,
what sci-fi movie would you watch on a desert island?
Well, I think my one like sci-fi movie would be Dune.
oh,
Huh?
doing a plug.
The new one, the one you just watched.
I don't know. I could just like flip a coin and
Flip a coin.
Maybe the old one. You know, you got to respect old things. I'm not going to say people because that's really mean, but so, and just to end it off, what other? Well, we already talked about other genres, but would you? I mean, this film certainly ties into drama a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, what other genres do you enjoy watching of film? Is there any in particular that you, if Dune came on, for example, and you had another film coming on, what other genre would that film be?
Ooh. I mean, like a classic rom-com, I have to say. If it's one of the classics.
Like The Proposal or something.
I mean, yeah. Or like, I guess I do love my psychological horrors.
Okay.
But like, if it's like a bad time and you're not feeling it, then no.
Sorry, what is psychological horror?
That is fun.
Maybe we should talk about this after the show. Okay, Luca. Any other genre that would, entertain you more than sci-fi?
Well, even though it's October, right?
Where's
What are
this
you
going?
going to say?
It would not be a horror movie.
Okay,
What?
you've disappointed a lot
Not
of
even
people.
Friday the 13th?
No, but just like, just to, make me feel a little better after Dune, I would probably be like a comedy movie or something.
Disney
Yeah.
movie?
That's
Disney
That's a
princess movie.
classic.
Okay.
Any Disney movie. Or Pixar, I guess.
Yeah, well, I got to agree, Disney's great. But thank you for tuning in. We have had a very long conversation, and I hope it has not bored you. Thank you very much for watching the third episode of Season 2 of Friday Night Live. We will be back after the October break, bringing you more entertainment, more laughs, more giggles, more everything Friday Night Live does for you. I don't know. Maybe it does a lot, maybe it does nothing. Who knows? So see you after the October break. Signing off for now. I've been Nick Frost. These have been our guests. This has been a discussion about sci-fi movies, and enjoy your evening.